Hey Ratbags, it's Jade giving you the lowdown on all the things that have changed with the big new update, Toxic Tangle. All the new stuff that's been added. I'm going to read out the patch notes, but you'll see gameplay footage as I speak for the majority of it. Sad to say, there's been no new content added as part of this update going live from the public test branch. No new armors or weapons they were holding back, and even worse, no new decor. There's a bunch of stuff that has been brought back from Grounded 1, but kind of irritating to me. Only if you've got the Founders Pack are you actually going to get any brand new decor pieces. I really do think Obsidian need to address this and make sure it doesn't happen again. I don't think it's good enough to get old pieces only. I want to see some new stuff. And certainly if you can't deliver that, then don't go and make the only other way to get some new decor at the moment another paid item. But nevertheless, the update's amazing. It's huge. It's packed with stuff to do. Tons of new bugs, tons of new armors and weapons. You've seen me go through it with my guides already on PTB, and of course any changes I'm going to let you guys know. And there are definitely some, including a big nerf to the pinch whacker. No! So let's cover all that, let's go. So of course the new Ladybug buggy, you'll be able to use it by sucking up water and then shooting bugs out of the air. And that's really its main purpose. So if you're a bit worried it's kind of weak sauce against other creatures, trust me, use it against the wasps. Yes, wasps are back. You'll be able to clean up the tank build up as you go around exploring. It's honestly a pretty unique buggy. I think people are kind of giving it a hard time, but I actually really like using it. It can heal itself, it's got new resistance, slight resistance at least, to the tang effect. And it has its ram ability when you're not riding. Patch notes do tease that the Masked Stranger is going to return. I'm not going to show that just yet, or maybe towards the end and we'll talk a bit about it. But it does stress that she's got another long forgotten foe by her side. And yes, they've added a snake. Snake! Anyone's old enough to have played the old Metal Gear Solid games, you should know about a certain ladder. It takes about 10 minutes to climb up. As demonstrated here by Doodle, hopefully that gets some boomers laughing. You'll be grabbing the snake scales from these guys once you get a tier 3 hammer omnant upgrade, and using it to make not only armor but also brand new roofing. They've added a new sat bandage. You can now heal your buggy with it. Also works for you as well. Make sure you're sitting on your buggy though when you want to use it. Mutations are now being split between active and passive. So if you've gone and killed a bunch of bugs with spears and you manage to level up or upgrade, that mutation will always be active as soon as you switch to a spear. You no longer have to choose any of the passive mutations. They'll always just basically be equipped, and they'll work with whatever set of weapons you've currently got, and you've already obviously upgraded or leveled them up. The rest of the mutations are still being able to be chosen, but it does mean that we've got a little bit more choice now in what we want to have. We just need more mutations now to mix things up. So there is a new quest line with new landmarks. You're going to be doing various things where you're going to need your tier 2 wrench upgraded, so make sure you save raw science for that. Plus the sat bandages can be used in other ways, not just healing your buggy. Brand new anthills, labs and ranger outposts. Now at the moment, it does seem to only be the one war-torn hill, unless they have added a little bit more in terms of another black ant hill. So we'll have to test that out. New resources: gloom shroom, cactus flower, fertilizer, key lime, pumpkin, potato, carrot, corn dog, pretzel and chrysalis hide. It does look like some of these are still not actually spawning correctly though. Things like corn dog at the moment, you're meant to get them when you obviously go and harvest a corn dog. But for a lot of people, during testing, they only ever got hot dog pieces. And these are pretty crucial as they're going to be used to make a new smoothie. Returning resources: lint, gunpowder clumps, wood splinters, rust, pinecone pieces, spiky burr, sturdy marble and quartzite. Now with the sturdy marble and quartzite, that will not respawn. In fact, it's not meant to at least. Bit of confusion what's going on. During Grounded 2's first launch and for the last like 3-4 months I swear, you've been able to go ahead and find more upgrade rocks. They do respawn. They can take up to 10 days, but that was the case with the brittle stuff. People were complaining though during this PTB that the sturdy stuff wasn't. And it does look like none of the bricks or none of the upgrade rocks have meant to be respawnable. Now this is one of the biggest criticisms Grounded got in the early days, and actually they never fixed it or changed it until you could actually clone and get more raw science in other ways. Or dupe I should say. Basically, you've got to kill certain bugs to be able to craft your own, but there's no recipe as far as we know just yet. You can buy the upgrade once you buy advanced buildings. Just go and check out one of the ranger station upgrade station posts, and that'll give you access to go ahead and craft the sturdy marble and the quartzite, whetstone as well as the plates. but there should be another recipe that uses bug parts and sap to go ahead and make similar stuff. We're going to need all weaver fangs. I do believe it's still maybe ladybug parts. That recipe isn't in the game, or I don't think it is at least. If things change, let me know, but it's going to restrict you. So be careful about what you actually upgrade. Make sure it's a weapon that you really want to upgrade first, before you suddenly maybe get a bit too trigger happy and start upgrading everything. New creatures, armors and weapons. Of course, there is the new cricket, and from it you'll be able to get the new cricket set, giving it definite Robin Hood vibes. Brand new cap, a vest and shin guards. This is tailored towards more with your buggy and helping allies. There's lots of buffs and bonuses like that, so check it out. The new cricket loot bow, and there is also a mysterious variant called Discord. You'll be able to find that very high up, and I've done a guide on showing you guys where that is as well. Then we've got the earwig. 2 different types, pincher and whipper. One of them is meant to basically fire rocks at you, but can still do a few melee hits, and the other one can do up to 5 combo hits, and these guys are pretty tough. They're probably the toughest new creature in the game. From it you will be able to craft a brand new samurai looking earwig armor. The Casa, you'll have the Kuros and the Greaves added to it, and this is good for fighter. Now the patch notes list an earwig sword, however it's not actually a sword. It's dual wielding, I can't remember the name of them, but they're basically like sickles. And we've got the serpent set. Get enough of the serpent scales, you'll be able to make the hood, the mail and the boots, which is one of 2 brand new mage sets that have been added. We've got the new woody aphid, which doesn't have any armor or weapons just yet, but in the game files it does look like there might be some new boxing gloves or some basically unarmed stuff. So I'm guessing that will come hopefully in the future. And we've got the new rust beetle. This is effectively the next version of the bombardier, although I am showing the ogre version, which is a new variant that seems to be in competition with orc bugs. They hit even harder than the orc versions, but they are also pretty weak. It's good for mage classes. You'll get the boots, robes and circlet from it, and this will help with tang damage. So you'll be able to fire lots of tang damage at enemies, which reduces their shielding, so you can do more damage with follow-up hits. In the patch notes it's listed as Caustic Ruin, but its actual name is Acid Ruin. Then we got the Tang Banger. This will be utilised once you've completed the story parts. It'll help with some gunked up doors, and you can use it to go ahead and blow up rocks. Seems to have changed it now. It only takes 1 instead of 2 to hopefully blow up. So it is going to be the next tier 3 bomb. And we've got the Potato Beetle. This is the next upgrade to effectively the Ladybug. With a helmet, chest plate and shin guards, obviously really good for heavy fighter. Brand new wasps and wasp drone have been added, obviously returning from Grounded 1, but they've had an update. There is new greaves, breastplate and helm, and the actual bonuses in this are pretty good for ranger. I'd say actually the bonuses for this are better than the ones you find on the cricket stuff. I kind of wish we could swap them around. There is a new sour katana, and again that's going to be something you'll only get once you complete the story content. Hearty arrows, they are part of the new healing items. You can fire these and heal your buggy, friends or even enemies if a misplaced shot goes through. They've also added great mint arrows, spicy arrows and venom, so if you're using the longbow from obviously Axel, then these are going to hopefully help you a lot. And yes, then there are more mysterious weapons. We've got the boomstick, which is a 2-handed spicy club that you can find inside the garden wall. Crimson Reapers are the new dual wielding weapons. These can be found in a pumpkin. Wither Sting, a unique new staff, which is basically the upgrade Acid Ruin. You'll find that actually near the park bench and the campfire, but you'll need a tier 3 hammer to go and get it in a cave. And then there's a few new trinkets. Pincher trinket, the fabulous Femur trinket. Both of these have got a random chance of dropping from defeating obviously crickets and the earwigs. The Pincher will give you a chance to steal resources from enemies when you attack them. The fabulous Femur gives a good percentage chance for more critical hits, but does look like it's been nerfed quite a bit, as it was pretty powerful during the PTB, but it's been halved pretty much. It'll also give you protection with full damage. There is also a snake scale trinket that you can find in a cave somewhere in the gardens. And again, I'm being a bit ambiguous with this. I'll show you guys in other videos. That's really good if you're a mage, so make sure you go and head for it. I will just say you may need to take a swim in the Tang, so bring plenty of heals. And the Pucker Charm is back, basically a sour. You've got a chance of getting it every time you harvest a sour sweet, and it will give you more sour damage. And of course there are lots of returning creatures. Firefly Headlamp, These can be found in the greenhouse mostly, and the helmet is pretty much the same one from Grounded 1, giving you extra light. The black ants are of course back, soldiers and workers. You'll be able to get the leg plates, arm guards and helmet with a black ant sword and a new black ant shield buckler. The rusty spear has returned, which was one of my favourite weapons from Grounded 1. For sure I'm going to be using it now, as it should be doing a lot of damage with similar properties to basically infect creatures, reducing their damage. One thing that's been not mentioned in these patch notes, which are honestly pretty bad, there are 4 new meals as well as 2 new smoothies. The meals can help you with things like extra resistance against venom, and the smoothies, they're really good also for helping reduce maybe tang. You get a lot of these by handing in some of the brand new turbo discs. There's been a bunch of community quality of life stuff added, so let's go over it. The B3 has now been improved with better order of items. The pebblet path and curved pebblet path now cost 3 pebblets. They created more space between the players and their buggies for fluid experience. Maybe, the All Weaver still is a bit annoying. Added coordinates in the map menu. They've upgraded weapons now, keep their hot pouch assignment. Jerky rack and roasting spit interfaces updated and allow for proximity chests. Unique weapons can now be crafted via the workbench. This is a win one. You will need certain trinkets. Some of them are a bit hard to get, but it does mean if you lose one of your mysterious stranger weapons, you'll now be able to go ahead and eventually craft another one. Glow sticks glow brighter and longer, and drawn arrows can be cancelled. So let's go through the bug fixes, and then we're going to talk about some of the changes that happened since the PTB. No more crashes due to seasonal decorations. They've nerfed the player's jump speed and distance while you was on player built structures. Boo! Various out of the world gaps in the terrain have been fixed. Any fix that changes the map in any way has a chance to move geometry your base as an after result. Milkweed pods in front of the snack bar no longer fall through the terrain. They corrected an issue that allowed dandelion tufts to be triggered while standing on a surface edge. The Hauling Hero mutation only works while on foot, not available while riding buggies. That kind of sucks, but hey-oh. Some issues to do with the free cam not working correctly or the camera lens. Players weren't able to use their character for a few seconds after loading their game's been fixed. There's a journalist press badge that you can find in the park. It's no longer got distorted holographic textures. SFX from the fireworks launcher can now be heard from further distances. Have changed some of the placement of early game resources so players can get to them better. There was an issue where clients could take over the host buggy if both of you whistled at the same time. Also issues where your players could instantly die when being knocked off their All Weaver buggy. They've helped with the Omni tool. It should now be able to chop resources better without having to be directly in front of certain things. Creatures are more intuitively move around things like falling crow feathers. Weapons thrown at Axel will no longer disappear. Mosquitoes no longer fall asleep in midair. They've corrected an issue where players inflicted more damage via status effects and higher difficulties. SFX fixed for Stranger or Mars Stranger's calls. All creatures no longer appear without wearing their Orc receivers. Corrected an issue that would automatically repair damaged gear after loading a save while playing on mild difficulty. Resource Finder tooltips now change the buttons or keys displayed if the player swaps between keyboard and controller while it's on screen. Staff attacks no longer home in on creatures that are actively underground. When the game auto-saves when a player is in midair, the save file will now accurately list the player's location. Now, an issue that happened during the PTB was grass tables disappearing. That's now been fixed. So you don't have to panic. If you join, you got some stuff in the grass table. It has been fixed. I showed you guys this like a few days ago. What they haven't said is there is actually a way to find this stuff. So make sure you go and watch that video. If you did lose some stuff in the side tables and you missed my video or my short on it, you will be able to go and get your stuff back, hopefully. From a lot of the comments, most of you guys were, although some of you did say they weren't there for you. Advice for everyone else though is to simply just reload your save before the PTB and then your stuff will be back there. They fixed the problem where the sour seed, which is something you need for progression, would disappear. An issue where the sour seed would vanish after a save or a load. An issue where the scanner that starts the fight with the mysterious stranger would not appear after a save or load. They fixed an issue where the player cannot obtain an unassigned buggy in the nest. Handing that movement has been adjusted so it properly moves to player movement controls. Lots of placeholders that were in the PTB build have now been fixed and updated. Multiple issues have been fixed where players couldn't place certain structures around the park. And they've fixed the issue where rotten potatoes required 2 sour bombs to explode. Raw science is back. During the public testing there was none like I said earlier, but you should find plenty of raw science now. Although you definitely still want to make sure you get your tools upgraded like your hammer, your axe first, and for sure the wrench. Orc raid notification prevented players from sleeping has been fixed. They've eliminated a crash by peeper tracking more than one item, and you can now go ahead and peep and track 4 items at once. You can no longer go and do the second mysterious stranger boss fight early. Passive mutations have now been fixed, so you don't have to worry about any problems with that. You can now use large pallets, that was a problem during the PTB, and stats have been adjusted on bulky and sleek paths so that they actually show what they do, as they were both showing the kind of same thing. Bulky and sleek is the new upgrade path, so if you're brand new to grounded, once you buy the ability from the actual upgrades or get the certain turbo chips, it allows you to increase your weapons by going up an element like fresh or spicy. So once you get the upgrades for some of these, you'll be able to upgrade your armor, and you can just simply give it more resistance and more defense, or you can choose to add extra abilities. The sales staff should work a lot better now, should actually hit more long range and hit targets more. You will get more recipes unlocking properly now when analysing the correct resources. They've addressed a crash that occurred when alt tabbing on PC. Foliage issue crashes have been fixed too. And if you did lose the sour seed, it will respawn after you've slept. Burrweed now respawns properly for players. Scorpion animation has been optimised. This was causing crashes. You shouldn't get thrown out of the world when getting off and on your buggies. And they fixed the crash relating to the build menu. So new buildings, the Ponic Patch. This is now the upgrade to the garden plot where you'll be able to grow a lot of things like berries, like pumpkins. It's going to be really useful, but it is an end game reward for completing the garden content. The Ladybug Nest, this is how you're going to be able to use your Ladybug once you find the special burgle chip. 4 hatches have been added. These are really cool. I'm not really messing around with these, but they should be there for most of the build styles. We have got a new snake roof kit, pumpkin kit. Now you can build your mushroom walls or pumpkin walls, with the mushroom walls having a bit of a reskin. Thatch awning kit has been updated, and the acorn stairs kit has had an update as well. New mutations. Hauling Hero has properly returned, so you'll be able to carry more items by getting that. I do believe it also is related to your coziness. Bardic Inspiration has had a revamp. Get this by killing a bunch of crickets. Sour Sensation has also had a revamp. Just like the other candies, make sure you eat some of these. And Wit Wizard has made a return supposedly as well. Balance changes. Fabulous Femur, like I said, during the PTB was pretty much OP. It's now stopped triggering from 20% to only 7%. The critical buff has been reduced from 50% to 25%. And the buff duration has been reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. Pinch Whacker, base damage reduced from 33 to 30. Stun was reduced from 7 to 6. Boo! Now it doesn't sound too bad, but when you combine it with the items that really help it sometimes, like Volatile Capacitator, shock damage has been reduced from 15 to 10. That's a pretty solid nerf. I do love the Pinch Whacker. I think it's the best weapon in the game. So maybe it did need it. We'll have to play it and see what it's like. Shell Shocker Shield is a brand new shield that's been added to the game, which wasn't really listed fully in some of these patch notes. You'll have shock damage reduced from 45 to 30. So it's not going to be as OP as it was, but it's still pretty good for a new heavy shield. The art book has been updated, so you should check it out. There's plenty of new stuff, and I will be going over the new updated roadmap, but in a separate video. So yes, returning things are things like the oven. This is how you're going to be able to bake your mushroom bricks or your pumpkin bricks, as well as the upgrade stones that you're going to need to eventually upgrade your weapons. The glue masher does return, so you'll be able to repair your gear, and now you can choose between using glue or still using bug parts. If you're looking for more milk molars, just note there is 16 of the regular milk molars, and there should be 4 new gold ones. There will be a holiday update in February. In fact, the start of February, it looks like it's going to go live Valentine's Day. You'll be able to get chocolate smoochies, smoochy chunks, Valentine's Fortune, Cupid's Arrow, and Great Cupid's Arrow. So they should spawn around the actual map, and you'll be able to go and harvest them and get them. These can help, I think, make enemies basically ignore you or fight by your side. I think that's what they did. So, where's Playground Mode? Well, they did announce this was going to be delayed. It's going to be coming out in February instead. It's going to have exactly the same stuff that the Grounded 1 Playgrounds mode had. But in addition, it does look like it's going to have a variety of different maps that we'll be able to build on. It doesn't state exactly what, if any, new stuff's been added. But we've seen from some of the data files, they're adding things like buggy racing, all sorts of new ways that you can control player stamina and health as well. So yeah, it might not be there for the February update, but they are working or cooking eventually. And yes, like I mentioned at the start, the Founders Pack update has been updated. There's a whole bunch of new D&D inspired decoratives, which is kind of annoying since there's literally no new decor pieces. Also things like the hot tub, but they should be back in the game now as well. And there are indeed a bunch of returning decor pieces like the pine tables, pine closets and stuff like that. So for newer players, yes, go and experiment in creative mode, check out some of the new stuff that's there. So I'm going to go into spoilers about the end boss right now because it has something to do with decorations. But the Broodmother, once you've defeated her, you get 6 chunks. The sour version at least anyway. Now that can be used to make a sour sword or maybe even 2. But that's it. There's no decorations that you can use or do anything with. It's a one-time fight. There are no Broodmothers roaming around the map. So that needs to be explained hopefully soon. Also, where is the missing recipe to craft your own sturdy upgrades? But there we go, that's hopefully an exhaustive list showing you stuff from the actual game, a few little tips and stuff about where to go find stuff, and yes, I'll be back with the roadmap video. I've got a ton more content over the weekend, so make sure you're subscribed and you're watching, and I'll see you at Bags for live streams, probably a new update right now. Bye bye.